Hello, I'm Rose from Blue Rose Creations, and today I'm going to show you how you can make your own electrical test board for 12 or 5 voltage, so you can easily test the electrical components you want to use in your creations. I use a lot of components which need 12 or 5 voltage, like fans I tear out of a computer or LED strips, and after I salvage them or solder them, I really would like to test if they're actually working, and I like to test that without using a battery. So I made this test board, and this test board has an alternating current input, so you can put it in the socket on your wall, and an output for direct current 5 or 12 voltage. So first, the things I need for the test board. First of all, I need a place to glue all my components to, so I have this wooden board as a base. Then the most important thing I need are a 5 voltage and 12 voltage converter. These converters make sure the AC voltage that comes out of your wall, and is way too much for LED strips or other small components, is reduced to 5 or 12 voltage. I need the AC power plug. 2 switches I just took off lamps I wasn't using anymore. And as you can see, the first switch has very short wiring, so I'm going to show you how you can replace the wires completely. The second switch has long wires, so I'm going to use these wires for connection. Some things that make my life easier, like some cable connectors, wires, and a box to safely put the wires and connectors in once they are connected. And last but not least, the tools I'm going to need: hot glue, small screwdrivers, and a wire stripper. The 2 wires I need are still hiding in the big black cable, so I start by removing a couple of centimeters of the black cable with a wire stripper. Believe me, if you want to work with electrical wires, you need a wire stripper. The blue and brown wire becomes visible, and I strip these wires also for half a centimeter. I glue the cable box onto the wooden board. And then it's time to prepare my first switch. I have a spare wire that I stripped at both sides, and one of the sides I'm going to connect to the switch. This switch has 2 screws I'm going to connect the wire to. I make sure they are loosened, then I push the stripped part of the wire underneath the screw, and with a screwdriver I tighten the screw again so the wire is stuck underneath the screw. I also do this with the blue wire. Time to connect some wires. The AC power cable goes in one side of the cable box, and to every stripped wire I connect a cable connector. At the other side of the box I connect the wire of the switch to the cable connector. Make sure the same colors are connected to each other, so brown to brown and blue to blue. The second switch already has the wires connected, so I can easily connect them to the AC power cable. Here again I did put the blue wire from the second switch in the cable connector with the blue wire from the AC power cable and the blue wire from the other switch. And the brown wire from the second switch I put in the cable connector where the brown cable from the AC power cable and the first switch are already in. After that I close the cable box and glue the switches to the board. You want to connect the right wires from the converter to the right AC wires. I put the brown wire, which is the live wire, to the top, and the blue wire, which is the neutral wire, to the bottom. If you're lucky, the wires on the converter are marked, and in this case it is easy. They put an L to the live wire and an N to the neutral wire. If the wires aren't marked, I suggest you Google for the specs of the converter and find out which wire is which. Because my second switch already had the wires connected, I simply have to put 2 cable connectors between the wires of the switch and the 2 wires of the converter. The last step was adding cable connectors to the other sides of the converters. I use big cable connectors with 5 inputs, so later on I can test more components like LED strips at the same time. I point the inputs of the connectors outwards, so later on, when I want to test my components, I have easy access to the holes I need to stick the wires in. The final moment is here. Did I do a good job or did I fail in my cable connecting? In the meantime, when the camera was off, I marked my switches and my output connectors with 5 and 12 voltage, so I know which one is which. I connect my first 5-volt fan and it works! Then the 12-volt. It also works. I'm really happy with my board. No more battery issues when I want to try my electronics. If you like this vlog, do me a favor and subscribe to my channel. See you guys next time.